This right here is a 2004 CRF450 I, now no longer with the legendary Geico Honda graphics on it. All right, well, I think the bike is done. All right, we're rolling. If you haven't been following this story, I recommend you first go watch my previous video, but here's a quick recap. Here it is, dude. I found this bike abandoned in the backcountry, did some recon and discovered it had been sitting there for over 2 years, and then went back for it, hiked in, got it running, and rode it out. In this video, I'm gonna address some of the main comments and questions you guys had in the last video, like the phone, to which I have an interesting update about. I also have an interesting lead as to who the previous owner of this bike was, thanks to Google Maps and my good friend Ian. Then, as I promised, and you guys won't shut up about, I'm gonna rebuild this bike and take you along as I waste way too much money in the process. So I bought this FMF PowerCore 4 on eBay. I'll keep a running tally of the cost, and then once I'm done, I'll take it out, ride it, and see just how well a 20-year-old Honda that spent 2 full winters buried in snow performs.
I got you, Logan.
Hello everyone. The response on this video has been absolutely insane. I'm beyond stoked at how much everyone has been enjoying the video, so thank you for all the comments. That's awesome. To be clear, I am no big YouTuber like some of you thought. No, I didn't plant the bike to farm for views, and this can be proven by the Facebook posts made about this bike long before I found it. One of the biggest comments though was about the phone. Right here is the phone that I found on the seat of that dirt bike.
The phone? I don't remember the phone being here last time. I don't really need this.
Many of you in the comments were certain that this was a key element to solving the mystery. We did plug it in to see if it worked, if it would turn on. The phone did turn on, but the screen is super smashed, and so could not see anything on the screen. It lit up a little bit here, but that's about it. I didn't address this in the first video because I already knew that they weren't related. I actually forgot that I even had this thing. It's been sitting in my truck the past 3 months. In the Facebook post I found about the bike, commenters mentioned that the phone popped up a year or so after the bike did. And now, thanks to the power of the internet, I have the backstory on how the phone got there. A friend of the phone's owner actually saw the video and reached out to me on Instagram. He says, "Hey man, just watched your video about the CRF450 you found in the woods and thought that was insane. What's crazier is I have a cabin over and ride dirt bikes there all the time. To make it all even more wild, I also sent the video to a buddy and he told me that he lost his phone a couple years ago while riding up there. And said the one that was sitting on the seat of that bike was his phone that he lost. No problem if you don't, but do you still have the phone by chance?" We exchanged a few messages and I got the story of how it ended up there. His buddy was riding out in the same zone, had his phone mounted on his handlebars, and it fell off and he didn't notice. So I'm assuming some point down the road, someone else found it, put it on the dirt bike, and that's that. And just because I'm curious and the screens for these older phones are like $10, I ordered one and put it on. Got the new screen. The day of, I plugged it into my truck and it came on. Just couldn't see anything because the screen's so cracked. There's that one. Alright, it's that simple. Let's see if this thing turns on. Oh, there we go. No battery. Well, this is a bit of a dud. The phone works, so that's cool, but I don't know the passcode, so can't really use it. Alright, we're rolling. What's that? All things considered, it actually runs really well, but beyond the engine working, pretty much everything else needs to be fixed or replaced. I've spent more in parts already than probably what I could sell this thing for when it is nice, so that was smart. So obviously all the plastics, got those. It needs rear tire, wheel bearings, linkage bearings, shock bushings, foot pegs. It has no muffler, it needs a muffler. These radiators, those are super bent. Luckily not leaking though. Surprisingly doesn't need a brake lever. That's good. Fork seals, front wheel bearings, front tire. What else? Pretty much everything on the handlebars. So they have this retrofitted clutch lever that they were using for a brake. So it needs a brake lever, a throttle, a new throttle cable, new clutch cable. Clutch lever is actually okay, which is surprising. Handlebars are bent. It needs a chain. It needs front and rear sprockets. It needs a shift lever. Okay. I mean, I feel like that's the majority of all the parts, really. Let's get started, eh? Yeah, I'm done with this. Okay, to be clear, this is not a dream build. I'm just a normal dude who works as little as possible and lives in a really expensive town. So I'm doing this on as much of a budget as I possibly can. Nice. Yes, every part you'll see here I tried to find first on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or eBay before having to resort to Rocky Mountain. Here's all of our parts. This video should be sponsored by Rocky Mountain because it's nearly 100% Tusk parts. Rocky Mountain, if you're seeing this and want to sponsor my channel, please shoot me an email. So I bought this wonderfully nice FMF Power Core 4 on eBay. It was the cheapest one I could find, actually. But my issue is I think it was from a 2007 CRF450 I. And there's this, I was just hoping that it would fit. We got this mounting thing here, and it hits on the frame. The diameter of the muffler to the header is correct. So I think if I just cut that off, I think it will fit. So yeah, we got that, it's there. I think if I cut it off, it'll be good. And then I'm just hoping that this will line up.
I feel bad doing this, it's so nice.
I did search far and wide to find a correct muffler, but surprisingly there were no old slip-ons to be found anywhere.
Yeah, it fits.
Alright, I've done some bad things that I potentially already regret. I tried to bend this in to make this clear, but I didn't even realize that I don't need this, so I could have cut this off right there instead of fucking up the pipe like that. Yeah, this was stupid. I regret it, so I don't want to hear about it. These bars were bent and they were the old 7/8 standard. I want to switch to a thicker 1 1/8 bar, so I'm also replacing the clamps. I've run these Tusk bars on maybe 4 bikes now and no complaints. Totally good enough for me. There were so many missing and random different bolts on this thing, so definitely needed a bolt kit. Brake lever. At this point, I didn't yet know if the front brake worked or not. I had a hunch that it was just a lever, and I was really hoping that this was the case because I did not want to buy a new brake. Success. Cheap eBay radiators for the win. My least favorite thing about these bikes is the super fat frame.
This isn't even anything compared to like a 97. The CR250 had like a 2x4 on the way. No, 96 is steel.
The best tool is the closest tool. Earlier I had a thought that I should probably strap this thing down. Here I thought that again but didn't, and then later, yeah, it did fall off of the stand. I did successfully mount the exhaust with the use of a riv nut in the subframe. You can also see that I didn't need to dent the pipe at all, so that really hurts. For some reason, when I was ordering parts, there were no plastic restyle kits available, or the only one that was available was $330, and I did not want to spend that. But I did come across this front-end restyle kit from Prime MX. It worked great.
Sick. That looks good.
For future reference, Walmart Brake Clean works wonders on adhesive, and it's the cheapest brake clean you can buy. Something was up with the clutch on this bike. It would grab fine, but when you would try and slip the clutch in various technical terrain, it would kind of lurch and make it difficult to ride.
Oh.
I pulled the clutch plates out and saw that there were some pretty gnarly grooves in the clutch basket. Sometimes you can get away with filing down the grooves, which I tried, but that didn't work and I ended up having to buy an entire replacement clutch basket. It was leaking coolant out of the water pump weep hole, so I got a rebuild kit and replaced the seals and the shaft.
Make sure not to damage your cases.
These bikes have separate engine and clutch oil.
Okay, well, I guess let's see if it runs.
This is the first time I've tried to start it since riding it out of the woods.
Yeah, first kick. Oh, the gas is being on my help.
Yeah, the gas was off. I think the most impressive part about this is that I haven't touched the carb. I haven't cleaned it. Turned the choke off and it idled a little low. Here I'm fiddling with the fuel screw and the idle adjust. I saved the best part for last, tires. I had a few decent used tires laying around, so I used those and saved a good chunk of change. I think it's worth mentioning that this is the same tube that it came with.
Moment of truth, I guess. I pinched it. Alright, I think we're good.
Both rotors were bent.
Someone mushroomed the end of this ever so slightly. Trying to sand it down so that this can float freely. Faster way to do this. Like this in here. Stick that in there. Oh yeah. smart of you. Close. Yeah, you can see that it's good there, but then it gets stuck right at the end. Oh, money. Oh no. Bolt is broken off in there. That's super annoying.
This was my first time ever installing a seat cover. Honestly, went pretty well. I had to buy a new rear axle because the threads were stripped on the other one.
It goes so good.
We just got some sick new gogs.
The show, look at that thing. It's just race ready, 2003, right? Did you put the new radiator on?
Yeah, both sides.
New tire on that? What is it?
Well,
M5B. I've heard those are pretty rad. Oh yeah. Your first time installing a seat cover?
Yeah,
Well, pretty good.
Yeah.
It's decent. What?
It's decent? Well, what would be better? It's perfect, I'd say.
Oh, here we go. Northwest Recovery Incorporated. No, Northwest Environmental Recovery. Backcountry Recovery.
That works.
Honestly, it's pretty good. We
Vehicles.
find dirt, like dumb, broken, abandoned dirt bikes.
And vehicles.
And vehicles.
I got some intel on another one.
Oh, how do you decide? What do you recover?
Case by case.
All right, well, I think the bike is done. You just give it a start here. It runs really well. I haven't touched anything in the motor. I haven't even changed the spark plug. I do have maybe 4 or 5 rides on this thing, and it is feeling surprisingly good. I recently owned a gas 350 4-stroke, and it had a lot of problems with flame out. It didn't like to lug real low RPM, and this, it lugs really well. The trails that we have around here are super tight and slow speed, first and second gear. So maybe not the exact strong suit of this thing, but honestly, it's not doing too bad. I think if I was in an area that had more of like GNCC style stuff, this thing would feel amazing. I have no idea about the suspension. It feels to me like it's maybe been done at some point. I don't know what they did, but I'm 145 and it feels really good. I do have it all the way open, but I'm surprised for this being a motocross bike, how good it feels on these like rock root type things. I had a YZ250 with stock suspension and I couldn't ride that thing to save my life off-road. It would just deflect off of everything. Whereas this thing, honestly, not too bad.
Well, I got up early today to try and film this before work. Things aren't really working out. My GoPro that I was going to do most of the filming on, somehow it died overnight, even though I charged it. And then it's got a flat somehow, which is very surprising. Also, it's going to be super annoying to get out of here because my rim lock is not working at all. I'll show you, it's just spinning. Love that. The rim lock, you know, has disappeared. Somehow, the rim lock is entirely ripped out. Awesome.
Oh no, there he went. He tipped it over. Ooh. Oh, he's all red.
Fresh gloves.
Why aren't they red? Oh no, there he went. He tipped it over. Is red the new camo? Maybe. What's he got going on now? Who knows? He's a little rattled. Let's see. Oh! Oh no, no! Oh, he's smoking now. Smooth.
It's really hard to transition from that to this turn. Really can't break this today because I got traded tomorrow for a snowmobile.
This one?
We don't need to watch these.
Crazy, I swear.
Okay, okay, fine.
Scary.
That one, yeah, I almost lost that one.
Oh, he's all red again.
Yeah, I think it's too muddy to do anything good on these. Oh, we should do that Carson Brown thing, you know, where he just sits on the bike and you go around.
Yeah.
He always does this thing.
Oh, this is sick.
All right, so how does this thing feel? I'm actually really impressed at like how this thing rides, especially off-road. The suspension feels really good. It's like really supportive when you need it to be, but then also really supple over roots and rocks. It's been raining constantly the past like week. It was actually the one lull we had. I've never ridden a 4-stroke 450. It's pretty fun. I mean, it's kind of fire breathing, but also it's like pretty tame at the same time. You can definitely feel the weight through these like really tight sections. It does wear you out. My main bike is a Beta 200, so quite a difference between the two.
I got pretty wet.
I'm going to attempt to clean these. Maybe they'll dry. I'm really impressed with the brakes. The brakes are really good. It's like surprisingly stable at speed. It just tracks really well. I do struggle with getting behind it. It kind of gets away from me. I just think I'm not quite used to this much power. Amazing. Whew, I'm getting tired. 20 years old, that's insane.
Yeah.
I don't really got many complaints about this thing.
Bro, it's a rocket ship.
It goes.
We'll make them like they used to.
You know how like on Google there's like, you can click on it, whatever.
This is important.
And I'm flipping through it, and there was a dirt bike that looked identical to the one Logan had, but I was like, there's no way it's the same one, but like ha ha ha, I'm gonna send it to him because it
Where was the dirt bike?
leaned up against a rock formation on a trail.
It was in like a review that someone had left.
Like in a review on like a location on
A Google Map review, yeah.
But it's like a red Honda with a Geico kit. And I was like, it's obviously not the same one, but I'll send it to him because he'll get a kick out of it. And I forgot about it, texted him like 2 days later, I was like, dude, did you not see my email? And he was like, no, I did not see your email. That didn't, like, what are you talking about? And then I was like, oh.
Because he's sending so much bullshit that your
Yeah.
automatically goes to
Yeah, he was like, nah. And then Logan, I like forgot about it. Logan dug it up and was like, no, dude, that's it. And I was like, no, it's not. How do you know that?
100%.
And he was like, he like sent me like a what's the difference between these two photos type of
I circled all the
He did,
things
he was
on
like,
it.
this is zip tie, this broken piece here, that broken piece there. And I was like, I mean, right away I was like, oh yeah, no, I think you're like,
No, it's
oh, is it?
It's
Like,
100% the same bike.